CRIEnglish.com, connecting China with the world.
Shadowplay, or shadow puppetry, is an ancient form of storytelling and entertainment using opaque, often articulated figures in front of an illuminated backdrop to create the illusion of moving images. Not only is it a captivating and lively form of entertainment, Shadowplay is also an elegant folk art, which attracts many people to watch and learn to perform it. Mao Zhuangbo works as a shadow puppeteer at the Beijing Shichahai Shadow Art Performance Hotel. He recalled his first impression of watching a shadow play more than 10 years ago.
I just felt it was so fantastic. You were seeing it from the front. You didn't go to the backstage. And when you saw from the front, you felt that it was too good to be a performance by human beings.
The excellent performances brought great enjoyment to people and became a regular form of recreation in people's lives in ancient China. However, the current situation for shadow puppetry is not very optimistic. Fewer and fewer people would like to remain in the industry.
We had a lot of fellow apprentices when we first started to learn shadow play. However, after a few years, 3 or 4 years at most, a lot of them gave up because performing shadow plays could only bring in a little or even no income. They couldn't earn a lot, so they had no choice but to give up.
In order to prevent this amazing art from disappearing, the Beijing Cultural Heritage Protection Center, CHP, hosts the Sunny Shadows, the ancient art of Chinese shadow play. This allows Chinese children to experience the charm of the art through both watching performances and playing with the puppets themselves. Lu Lei is the managing director of the center. She explains the reason why the CHP decides to host such an activity.
We're trying to get more public get involved with cultural heritage protection and educate the public to let them know how important our culture are. And then it's important for us to carry on, especially the youth. That's why we're hosting the event today at the Shadowplay Hotel.
Don Lu, a student from Yale University, is working as an intern at Beijing Cultural Heritage Protection Center, CHP, this summer. She agrees that organizing such an event could help more children get interested in the art, which is, in turn, good for preserving it.
I think organizing this shadow play event was very meaningful because it allows us to give kids or today's youth an opportunity to be exposed and to learn about Chinese shadow play, and our hope is that through this event they will fall in love with this ancient art and they will remember it so that when they grow up they will introduce their children to Chinese shadow play too. And in this way we hope to pass on this ancient art throughout the generations, and this is also a way of cultural protection in order to make sure that a part of Chinese culture will be carried on.
Besides young participants, there are also some young volunteers helping to organize the event, who themselves are shadow play lovers. Dodo is the host of the shadow play event. She has been a CHP volunteer for 2 months.
I have watched the shadow plays on TV twice, and I like it very much.
10-year-old Li Haoxuan is another young volunteer. His job is to make an introduction about how shadow play came into being.
I love the figures shown in the shadow plays, especially the various and interesting gestures they make.
Not only for Chinese children, shadow play is also a type of entertainment for foreign children, despite the language barrier. Joanna comes from Australia. She thinks watching the show is a good activity for her children who have just started learning the language.
I knew it would probably be in Chinese, and they don't speak Chinese, or they're slowly learning, but things like puppet shows are great for kids because you don't have to understand everything that's going on for them to get interested.
Joanna's daughter Georgia enjoys playing with the puppet alongside her younger brother and other Chinese children.
I like it when we go to play with the puppets and the tree fills out.
With more and more children becoming interested in shadow play, this traditional art will be able to survive for a long time. For CRI, I'm Andre Hunt.